Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Yeah, I am a pastry chef. It's pretty depressing.
You're a pastry chef? Yeah.
Well, I've watched lots of movies, and I don't drink milk anymore because of watching this stuff. And
Yeah. What did you watch that turned you off dairy products?
I can't remember the documentary ages ago. It was a really famous one.
Cowspiracy.
Yeah, Cowspiracy.
Cowspiracy. Have you seen the sequel to that? What the Health?
No.
No. So it doesn't look at animals. It looks at the impact that animal products have on the human body.
Oh yeah, what's it called?
What the Health. So it's on here. What the Health. So it plus Forks Over Knives are both very, very good documentaries to watch from a health perspective. That one's an analogy. That is, choose the power of the fork over the surgical blade if you continue eating corrosive products. So Cowspiracy only turned you off milk, not off the rest of it?
Well, I went and did my visa farm work here as well, and I went vegetarian for like about 2 years afterwards.
Yeah.
So I went to work on a cattle farm.
Yeah.
It was pretty horrific. It was bad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I literally went vegetarian. The first day I got there, the way they were treating the animals was so horrible.
Yeah, right. And you thought, not in my name?
Yeah.
Yeah. What changed? I take it you're not a vegetarian anymore.
No, but, well, I've had lots of health issues, so it's more like the iron, I need iron and things the doctor was saying. But, I'm still trying not to, I have organic now and I try and be at least a bit more conscious about where I'm getting it from.
Yeah. So do you know how much nutritional training doctors receive? It's about 4 hours. The test of this is if ever you go into a doctor's clinic and you ask them for a meal eating plan or a weight loss plan, the only thing they will write for you is a referral to go and see a nutritionist. That in itself should tell you that they do not know what it is to be nutritious. They'll simply tell you the things that they've always been taught, which is meat for iron and protein, cow's milk for calcium. If you go into a doctor's clinic at the moment, you can see the egg industry have adverts up about how good eggs are for you. It's paid advertising and nothing more.
All the calcium and
all the calcium. And yet, have you been fine? You haven't broken any bones since you went off drinking cow's milk? No? Right. Same thing, right? They'll simply...
one of my friends, she's completely vegan. She's been vegan for years.
Yeah, she's healthy?
Yeah, she's like an athlete. She does so.
There you go.
Then her boyfriend started getting into it. He does weightlifting, so I know.
Yeah, it's definitely possible to live a full life whilst consuming plants and plants alone. So one of the interesting things is a lot of vegetarians struggle for iron because dairy actually blocks your iron absorption.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you were to remove the dairy, in fact, remove the dairy, eggs, and try again to take out the meat, you have far better success. Well, what were you replacing the meat with? Or were you just going, say, steak and 3 veg down to 3 veg?
Yeah.
You were? Steak and 3 veg to 3 veg? Worst mistake you can make, eh? Absolutely worst. The trick is 3 veg becomes 5 veg and some lentils or some beans, some grains, some other sort of bulk foods. There's great protein in chickpeas, there's good protein in lentils, black beans, broccolis, all these places, and that will give you all the vitamins and minerals you actually need.
Which one was the one? Wait, which was the one? That one, Forks Over Knives?
Forks Over Knives, yep. So that looks at the corrosiveness of animal products. There's some, whereas What the Health does look at a bit more of the balance of what to eat instead. Like Forks Over Knives is good. They're both very, very good. But in terms of the animals that are used in these industries, can I ask what your thoughts are on that?
My sister's a vet as well, so it doesn't help in that. That's another reason why I went vegetarian, especially when I was on the cattle farm, because I was doing the preg testing of the cows as well, and I had to determine, if I felt a baby inside.
So you had to put the glove on? Glove on, arm in?
So I would lie so many times, I felt so bad they were getting so off the apple. Anyway, it was all, so I definitely feel hypocritical in that I could never kill an animal myself, and I don't see why, even on a human level, why I should make another human have to kill an animal that I am going to eat. Yeah,
right. No, it's a very good point. Let me ask you this. If you're walking down the street and you saw somebody right in front of you about to hurt an animal, does your heart tell you intervene and help that animal, or turn a blind eye and leave it? Walk away. Which would you do?
Yeah, I would definitely help.
Definitely intervene?
But
so
I know that's why I do find it really hard trying to tie in the fact that I'm like, oh, it seems fine to go and get a chicken curry, and yet if anyone treated an animal badly, in a really awful way, I probably prefer animals to humans. That's probably,
that's a fair call.
I'm not a baby person at all, someone brings a kitten or a puppy or any kind of animal in, I'm more interested.
So do you consider the act of death or the act of killing the animal to be a painful process, to be a process of mistreatment?
I don't think, even if it's painless, I still don't,
You still don't think it's right to take its life away. Your ethos, what you believe, is vegan. Everything I've heard you say is vegan. At heart, it's vegan. What's on your plate is going directly against what it is you believe in.
Oh my God, I don't know that.
Honestly, it is. If you say to yourself, if I was walking down the street and I saw someone ready to hurt an animal, I would intervene and help that animal. You have that opportunity 3 times a day within yourself. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Do you hurt or help an animal? The choices you make through shopping and purchasing make that decision for you. You go say vegetable dish or the vegan dish, and no animal is harmed. If you go the chicken curry, like you said a moment ago, then there's a chicken that's going to die for that curry. Or, sure, it was dead already, but they'll kill another one to meet the demand that your purchase has made. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Oh, I know you're talking sense.
It's because there's a lot of sense to it, isn't there?
I know.
But we have to be willing to hear it. And it sounds like you've not only heard it, you've accepted it.
Yeah, to be honest, I've been in Australia, like 4 years. I literally haven't...
From England beforehand?
Yeah. Like, I haven't cooked any meat the whole time I've been here, but then the same way, it's the same thing of like, oh, but when I go out to a restaurant, then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get meat. But then that's the same thing of, I'm letting someone else kill the animal for me because I'm like...
You are. So, most restaurants and venues now have, vegan options. And if they don't, they have a vegetarian option you can veganize. Almost nowhere says we don't do menu changes. And if they do, then don't eat there. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, do you have any other issues that you're passionate about outside of animals? Like, is there any other areas where you...
It's really lame. That's literally the only thing that gets me really angry and riled up. Anything else, I'm pretty laid back in that I really don't... I think, as well, like my sister's really into animals, she's a vet as well, and I don't know. I think... Yeah, to be honest, I didn't eat much meat anyway, going to the cattle farm, that stopped for about 2 years.
Yep.
And then, I did get back into it, but, I should be properly how I was before, not eating any.
So, alongside of What the Health and Forks Over Knives, there's one final website for you to go to, howdoigovegan.com. Alright, it could not be simpler. The world we live in...
I just bought some shoes and a leather.
Did you? Maybe they'll still do a refund for you. There you go. So if you look up and look around you though, look at the Centrepoint Tower, look at some of these buildings, the amazing things we can do as a species. We're done with using animals. There is a plant-based option that exceeds all of the animal products that are on the market, and there's no cruelty to them.
Okay. I'm not just saying this, but I literally will read these. I will read these, watch these.
Excellent.
My housemate as well, she was watching that. What was the one? Earthlings or something.
Earthlings?
Yeah, she was watching it the day,
that's the vegan maker right there.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I could. She's like, honestly now, you're never going to touch it again. I was like, oh.
Honestly, there's nothing, since it's been probably 6.5 years since I ate meat, and about 2.5 years since I went vegan. Best decision I've ever made in my life. Honestly, it's hand on heart, best decision I've ever made in my life.
My main issue, feasibly, I don't think I could ever go vegan. As a pastry chef, I have to taste my food, and I work in a company where everything has butter and eggs in it.
Yeah. If that's all you can do to start with, do that. If you're vegan everywhere else in your life except for that moment where you have to taste the product, then do that. If you then leave that job, then you're like by default you've become a vegan. I mean, if that's don't take the fact that you have to for your work taste those products twice a day to excuse it in the rest of your life. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I need you to give me pep talks every day, then I'll be like, no, do that.
Well, if you go on savepoppy.com,
save where?
just flip it over. You start the website, savepoppy.com.
Yep.
There's over 90 videos. There's information there about health, environment, animals, some fantastic speakers who do the subject far better justice than I do. So if you want a pep talk every day, as soon as you wake up and before you go to bed, type in savepoppy.com and find yourself a video to watch.
So, honestly, I swear on my mother's life, I'm definitely going to read the watch.
Excellent. All right, well, thank you for your time.
You're the best person I've spoken to on the street. Usually, you kind of zone out, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Nah, you've been good.
All right, well, thanks for the chat.
Have a good rest of your weekend.
You too. Bye.